Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope we're all having a great day and we're all doing well. So some new designer notes just came out for the test server for Rainbow Six Siege. Now these changes are now currently on the test server, but they're currently not on the live build. It doesn't mean all of them are going to go to the live build, but it most likely they will. So first and foremost, the first change here is for Bandit. Bandit can now deploy multiple batteries on the same reinforcement or gadget. This is of course something which was actually announced during the Year 7 reveal. So it is coming soon. It is currently on the test server. We don't know if this is going to be for this season or this is going to come next season, but it definitely is going to be coming. I can guarantee you that this one will come. So as you can see here, the populated target for this is top ranked, and it's basically just to make bandit tricking and everything a bit more, simple. And basically when like a bandit charge is disabled, rather than having to shoot it or pick it up, you can just place another one right beside that disabled one. Moving on to Blackbeard now, they've actually removed his breach and charged and add a Claymore. They say this change is for casual players. I guess it does kind of make sense. If you're playing on a window as Blackbeard and you don't want to get ran out on, a Claymore is something nice which he can bring along himself. Next one here is for Gridlock, and they've actually increased the number of tracked canisters to 4 down from 3. That is massive. I don't really think people understand how much utility Gridlock brings. That basically means that she can watch 4 different flanks now instead of 3. Of course, I will say that Nomad, like it says here, is still more consistent than Gridlock, but giving Gridlock 4 of these is a really big buff, and hopefully people play her more. Next is for Nomad and Oryx, and they're actually changing how the pushback effect works. So obviously if you hit a Nomad charge or if you get hit by Oryx, basically pushed operators can now remain in the prone position and recover control of the character faster. So when you currently get hit by Nomad and Oryx, you get hit on your back and then you try and stand up again, which of course makes you vulnerable. Now you're going to actually be able to remain prone and recover control faster. So basically it will be more hitting you on your back, but then you'll still be able to shoot them. So it's really interesting to see how this is going to work. But I imagine it will be like you get knocked on your back and then you'll be lying on your back and then be able to shoot them, rather than just be knocked on your back and be completely vulnerable. As well as this recovery time has been reduced to 1.25 seconds down from 2. Now this is a big one. Smoke is now going to be vulnerable to his own toxic gas. So you can't just throw your own smoke canister and just stand in it and be perfectly fine. You're now also going to choke on it. And they do say technically even if they are wearing a gas mask, they're just trying to make it consistent for every operator to be affected by the smoke. Warden has actually received quite a big buff here. The duration of his ability now lasts 20 seconds, which is up from 10. But to counteract that, the cooldown is now 20 seconds, up from 10 seconds. As it says here, and I agree with this, it says Warden will still be situational, but this will make his glance smart glasses easier to handle in terms of timing, which yeah, makes sense. You're not got that 10-second window anymore. It's now doubled, so you can activate it, and anything that happens in that next 20 seconds, you'll be able to see through the smoke or be immune to flashes. And on the topic of flashes, Ying is actually getting a buff. So first, they've reduced the duration of the flash to 1.4 seconds from 2.8. So yeah, that is a nerf because the duration of the flash obviously is going to be less. But which I say is a much bigger buff here is the fact that they've increased the numbers of candelas to 4, up from 3. They've done this before. Everyone complained about how strong it was. I don't know why they're doing it again. And they've actually addressed that here. It says long-time players may recognize this as a previously reverted change from a past patch, but it says they are, looking into it still. And, I don't know if they'll have the same issue with this as they did last time, but I remember it was a really big problem. And actually what I'd say is one of the biggest changes here, every operator who has a Claymore is now going to have 2 Claymores up from 1. That is really massive because even if you've just got 2 operators now who have Claymore, that's 4 Claymores on the board. You could bring a Nomad on top of that, a Gridlock on top of that. So I guess what they're trying to do here is make Claymores basically on the same level as secondary hard breach, for example. The whole point in secondary hard breach is so you don't have to bring a Thermite, Hibana, or Ace, or Maverick. If you don't want to, you can still do it with another operator. Now with Claymores, they're trying to make that, well, maybe you don't need a Nomad, you could bring a Claymore, because one before wasn't really enough. But yeah, that's a really substantial buff, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to work. I'm most worried about the Ying one purely because the last time that happened there was a lot of issues, but I think the rest of it is pretty good, and it's not the worst patch notes we've had. So yeah, really interested to see how these are all going to play out. They are in the test server right now. Like I said, it isn't really working for me yet, but I'll be sure to check it out later. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Have a great day. I love you all. Peace.